Okay, alrighty, can you see that? See, that's what we're carving so far. That's what it looks like so far. I'm going to try to get some shadows in here for you so you can see what we've done so far. You can see it's got the you see he's got his eyes here, and he's got some eyebrows, of course, but there's we've got, really we've got a ways to go here. Here's his mustache across here, and of course that big grin that he has. And I started carving in some of the hairlines. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do some more today, and see if you can see how that looks, because I'm going to be explaining some of this to you as we go along. But we've gotten down to something that looks like a face. All right. Anywho, let me get this in here. Get it all set up here. I had to take this out because I was doing a lesson the other day for a gentleman that came in from out of town, and so we started with some new pieces, and I just set this aside for our lessons so I wouldn't lose it. Okay, now let me get my tools all lined up here again. When I'm lining up my tools, I try to keep the end of that blade away from me, because as you've noticed, I can be really klutzy at times, and I start reaching in to grab stuff, and I've been known to cut myself on these chisels. And I'll tell you what I really think. I think sometimes that the chisels are more dangerous when they're just sitting around, because I have a rack right here behind me. It's a 3-tier rack and it's full of chisels. And the problem with it is that when I reach in to grab one chisel, the chisel above me will cut my hand. So it happens that you cut your hand when you are not even using the chisel. How about that? Okay. Let's see what we're going to do today. Okay, let's take this number 8 gouge here, and we're going to kind of do a little slicing right here. Take some of this edge off the inside of his eye where it touches his nose. You normally don't have a big fold in your skin there, so we'll take that out. And then we want to curve around. You remember the bags? Did we talk about that? The bags under his eyes? Well, that's an important part of these little wood spirits. You want to give them some character, and so we're going to draw in some bags under his eyes on both sides. And if you'll notice your friends and neighbors, the bags they have under their eyes, the older they get, the longer, deeper the bags become, and they become more defined with age. And so what we like to do when you're carving a wood spirit is give those bags some definition. And so I'm going to take a knife and cut around that line. Just follow that line that I just cut on both sides. Not too deep now. We're going to go kind of easy. Then I'm going to take this sharp little knife and I'm going to cut right to the edge of that line. And we're going to define that bag by cutting under it. I'm not going to cut the bag yet. And this is, we're starting to set up now for the last phase of the carving. What you want to do is to give him some character features in his face, a little detailing here and there, and then when you come back over it with a sander, or the sandpaper rather, and you're going to be smoothing out the lines, what happens is you start creating the segues from one fold of skin to another. For example, when you go from the cheek to the to the bag under his eye. You don't want that, well, I don't like to see it as a sharp angle. I like to see it as a curve because that's more natural. So we'll carve down below here, and then when we hit it with sandpaper, it'll create that curve down to the cheek that we're looking for, and that'll be just beautiful. Yeah. Now later on, I'm going to, not on this lesson, but after we finish the wood spirit, I'm going to show you guys my shop and talk to you about some of the tools that I have in here. And some of you have emailed me and asked me about my my sharpener. And my sharpener is it's kind of a homemade sharpener. It's nothing fancy, but it's extremely affordable. And it's machine driven, so I can keep going, get a lot of work